in every category.
It's true.
But yeah, that's what we want to do. Excited for slapball because handball's the best. I think that's it.
Yeah.
We could talk forever about this stuff.
Well, let's get into it. I'm gonna intro us. I think you can hear the music, and then we'll get going. We'll find out. If not, I'll do like a little mouth trumpet. Today's guest started playing sports in a giant storage space and somehow made it lucrative. Let's talk warehouse. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about ball sports in the warehouse, but pretty soon about Blitzball. I'm your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. We're here. Almost a full year done, back to where we started. After we started this whole thing of Blitzball Battle 3, we're going to go into Season 2.
A text chain turned into a podcast. Here we are.
Text chain turned into a podcast. Chris lied to us about watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here with the third member of the Triple Handsome Club.
Wow. Rings.
Jimmy, Jomboy, O'Brien. Brendan, do you have your ring? Or
I do. Usually it's on the floor.
Well,
I got a
Jimmy's
ring.
here with us.
Thanks for having me. I got this hat just opened out of the box, and this sweatshirt just opened out of the box. So I'm kind of dressed up for this.
Wow.
And plugging.
This is crazy. Did you buy one of those like $8 pack of 4 rings from Amazon?
It looks like the rubber ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have like my bedside dresser. I have like maybe 20 of these, and my dogs eat them. My son plays with them. So
sick.
I was wearing a white one earlier today. I just like put my son to sleep. I took it off because I do that, and then now it's gray. They change.
Wow, that's fun.
They do change. Yeah, I got them because originally my ring, the jeweler like gave me my finger size is an 8.5. This is the content everybody wants. My finger size is an 8.5. The jeweler gave me an 11.
11? You just dealt
11.
with it?
So we were sitting on the plane. We were sitting on the plane to our honeymoon, right? And I was just sitting like that. My hand was like this, and all of a sudden we hear ting, 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 ting. And Kristen looks at me and goes, "That better not have been your fucking ring." So we put it in the box. It was my ring. Spoiler. We put it in the box for the entire honeymoon. She gave me her thumb ring to wear while we gave this back to the jeweler so he could resize it, which took like 3 weeks for some reason. And in the meantime, I bought the ones from Amazon, and now I keep one like at work in my car, so I never am without it. Ring talk's over. Ring talk's over.
Oh man,
I'm out.
All right,
we're out on ring
you
talk.
can't share.
We can't. We can't go
Don't tell
off the
us about
rails
your
this
ring.
early. We can't go off the rails this early because we got a lot to talk about today.
all right. My dad's dog ate this one. He pooped it out, and I wear it again. There
All
we go.
right,
That's it.
great.
That's it.
Ring talk's back. Let's make it the whole pod. But we're here talking with Jimmy, the mastermind of the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Very eventful year for the warehouse. You went from essentially, this is what, year 2 of a full year in the warehouse?
No, I think it would be year 3 technically. Like we filmed. I'm bad at this, but I should be good at this. We filmed Blitzball Battle 1.
Like from Blitzball Battle 3 to now is year 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Full year.
And also, I am 2 years old if you count from 32 to 34.
That's true.
No.
You are a
All
math
right.
guy.
I'm a
That's
fool.
odd math. To be like, besides the first year.
I was like trying to stay with you, Peter. And I was like, yeah.
Listen, guys, I never claimed to be smart. I just talk.
But I believe it's the 3rd year.
Okay.
We got the warehouse in November, like when my son was born, November of 2021.
Okay.
We filmed Blitzball Battle 1.
2022.
We filmed Blitzball Battle 1 January of 2022, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I give you a quick preview of what my other intro for you was going to be? It was going to be
I
about
think we're
how
starting the 3rd year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This past year was the second
sure.
year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Because what I'm trying to get at,
slow.
what I'm trying to get at is in the first year, it was Blitzball was established. And then you did tester leagues for ball and play. You did the mini golf. You did all this stuff that you were just like essentially
Floorball,
putting
yeah.
floaters
It's more
out to see.
concrete now. And
Exactly.
like
And
the
this
warehouse
past
has
year,
concrete.
it's the production value has jumped up astronomically with you implementing not one, not two, but now going into year three series coming out of this with you have the 1 inning leagues, which effectively are done now, right?
No, there will be like the Blitzball Blitz live stream games. Those were 1 inning. We haven't fully fleshed those out, but those are happening like live games. And then at the very end of the year, like the last week of 2024 after Christmas, will be a 1 inning like battle royale tournament where you get not fully fleshed out, but the concept is like getting 12 people, and it's literally like 1 seed versus 12 seed, 2 seed versus 11 seed, like just bracket of 1 inning games until you get to the final.
That's
so awesome. Like it could be like Joe's pitching and hitting versus Lou pitching and hitting.
Oh, this is like what we covered for the Blitzball channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
That's cool.
We don't know the full participants of that or how long, but it's like schedule. Sold. So we know how many episodes we have to deliver, and then we'll build around that.
Right. So you've gone from these testers with just Blitzball established to really in 1 year, 3 very established high production value leagues, 4 sports, the 4th coming up in Slapball. But it's done, right?
Yeah, Slapball's finished.
Being edited, yeah.
That's 4 sports that you've been doing. That's astronomical growth in 1 year.
It was kind of crazy. Last time we were here with you, you were kind of hinting at all this stuff that was going to come out this year, and I didn't know how fully fleshed out it was. And I guess you pretty much knew what was going to happen, but you didn't have it scheduled out yet.
When did we do that show? Do you remember the month at all?
Like
it
May
was
or June?
right. Yeah, it was. No, it was definitely like maybe 4 episodes into Blitzball Battle 3 being released. So Blitzball Battle 3 was released what, March?
Yeah. No.
I think it was May, because I feel like we didn't do this until
May.
spring.
Okay, then it was May or June or July.
Okay.
Yeah, I think around August is when
or August
all this was planned. When this entire year was planned was August. So I might have been building it when I was talking to you guys, but not.
Seems more like high level at the time.
Yeah, it was really a logistics thing on the business side and our side. Like in 2021, I ran our crew crazy. I was like, now let's do mini golf. Now do this. And because in my head, we were just setting up GoPros and cameras. And it was easy. And then Floorball came around and like we bought control center where you plugged in a bunch and like live switched and stuff. And that was our tech guy, Dan, did that to like get it better. And then became bigger productions and I was still just rushing and we were rushing into everything. We felt like we couldn't market them in time. We couldn't plan for them in time. We were just like I was going faster than our like machine of a company could do it.
So you're like making stuff and doing stuff before selling it, where now you're kind of selling stuff, like the ideas for stuff and then making it.
Yeah. And even like the production, I was like doing it too fast for us to like keep up. And then in 2023, so last year, we mapped everything out somewhat. We put like 6 weeks before and after giant tournaments. And that was good. Like 6 weeks of pre-production, 6 weeks of editing. So we knew that, but I didn't take the sales component into consideration when making the schedule or like the baseball schedule. Like we were filming something on trade deadline. Like that was silly. Like we had all these schedules on our walls, but we never looked at them as one giant schedule of our life. And then the other thing is really hard to sell these tournaments because the advertisers we work with, they buy for certain quarters and certain months.
Right.
And they have to committing to buy something in Q3, but you have to pay for it in Q1 because we need to do the read in live time.
Right.
So they need to be really ahead of themselves, and they're always not that organized.
Right.
But what we found out is if we are incredibly organized, we can sell the whole year, and then that's easier for our advertisers. So like that was why we built it. So my sister, our COO, It's like, you have to organize this. You have to tell us how many episodes, when they're going to come out, what it's going to be. So that was kind of part of like the whole thing. And and then it helped. We sold out the whole thing, I believe.
I mean, it sounds like it works on your side, but I also feel like it works for the fans too, because talking from my own experience, I get excited just knowing the schedule, and it's fun to like look forward to things. So I think it works in multiple ways.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to share the schedule and the Captain's League for 6 months. Like I said, like that was all done in August, and we didn't release that till January.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was very excited to see the reaction. And I thought it would be good, but it's just cool that it's out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that we're seeing it. I felt like I wrote to you on Twitter about this. The coolest part about the Captain's League by far is seeing the draft go down and seeing everybody's thought process in the trades. Everybody loves a draft. Everybody loves a draft. It was like fantasy baseball. Best part of the year is the draft. After that, it's super mundane. Super mundane.
Yeah. And I do think like we can do such a better job of that. I'm hoping that Captain's League is successful. We kind of botched the releasing of it, or hindered ourselves view-wise a little there by doing it every day.
Yeah, I remember talking about it in the morning, and it was good for like the core people. Like, I loved it being daily, but I understand why it's not good for numbers.
Yeah, because once people watch Game 3, they're not going to go back and watch Game 2. They're just going to keep going forward. So we've missed out on giving them a day of breath.
Right.
But, like, we did. Jake was gone, but we did our broadcast test of Captain's League with all the players and trying to teach them the game. And Jack and I had a notepad and we're scouting. You know, like, and I'm like, man, if this gets fun and people really enjoy the kind of the reality show of it, there's so much we can do. Like, The Office, the days before the draft, is nothing but scuttlebutt and trade talk and mock drafts from like everyone in the office. Like, hey, if he takes him, are you going to take him? Like, well, this, like, hey, man, we could film all this and put it together next year if people allow us to like give them more of it, because it's really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll call us out for a second now, because Jimmy called me out in the Twitter DMs immediately after our Ball and Play episode got released.
Okay.
Where we said that the Jolly Goodfellows got unlucky because everybody didn't perform, and Jimmy was like, absolutely not. When we were doing our scouting, all Lou was doing was popping it up.
Really? I didn't see that.
He's like, they didn't get lucky at all. They didn't get unlucky at all. They were just playing poorly. We knew what was going to happen.
I didn't say all this. I didn't say all that.
He cursed me out.
Peter's got his phone out and he's reading.
I said it wasn't. They had no defense.
Yeah.
Right, and
but
you were
Lou
defense.
I felt bad for Jolly because Lou. I love Lou, but he refuses to not swing really big at every single ball, and eventually
baseball swing no matter what.
You can't do that. And in the 2 practice games, he like got out in the first 1 or 2 swings every time.
Right.
And so like it'd be cool if we could film that shit for you guys so you understand why I didn't draft him 1. I was going to draft him 1, and then after that I was like, I don't know, man. Lou doesn't seem to be like picking this up, and I knew Luke was going to be awesome at Wicketkeeper. But hearing your podcast and seeing some of the comments, I realized like there's still more we can do to help people understand what they're watching. And this was the same with Blitzball, where in like episode 2, we need to make the strike zone see-through so people can see the movement of these pitches, because the comments, I can tell they don't understand what's actually happening with this ball. And then also with like ground balls, I was like, we need cameras on the ground. We need hat cams. We need to show people how fast these ground balls are, so that defense is hard. So there's always stuff I like kind of learn, like, wait, they're not understanding this. How do we show them? And one is defense. So like me and Dalton been working on a defensive run save stat.
Cool.
And
to help quantify it.
It's just basically, it's more team positioning than player ability.
Right.
Or ball in play.
Like kind of like how DRS is like in baseball too, sort of sometimes like, oh, if you're 2 steps to the left, you'll get a better DRS. Yeah, so we're giving you credit if you save it. If there was no fielders, would that hit the back wall? Yes, but it didn't. So it's +4. You saved 4 runs. Interesting.
And if that was available, the comment section would be drastically understanding what was actually happening in that tournament different.
I mean, I understand even more so, like, having been there once and seeing how fast the balls come off the ceiling and how fast they skid along the cement. So I guess the only real way to do this is to invite every single fan to the warehouse and hit ground balls to them so they understand.
The ceiling balls are very hard to do that. We would need like a super wide lens because they come off the ceiling and dart straight down, like sometimes faster than they went up.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they rattle around a little bit.
Yeah. But like one of the games, the game where we shut Lou down, where he hit everything to Dalton in ball and play, we breakdowns had 50 runs saved that we blocked fours, and they had 14.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Like, that was actually like the biggest thing was they needed to put Jolly and Lou on the back wall and have Panic and BBD rotate keeper and bowler.
I could see why they didn't, because Lou was an incredibly good keeper. He was up
right get hurt on the wall way more than the back wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Lou was just too explosive off. Like, we saw it, I want to say twice, where Lou ended up getting a wicket because somebody popped it up over their head and he ran from the opposite side to get it just because he came off the line so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that team was really, like, BBD and Jolly are really good at both sides, or because Jolly's pretty good at defense and can hit really well, and BBD is good at hitting and bowling. And Panic bowled pretty well. The wides, I think, hurt him.
I think Panic didn't do so well, if I remember correctly.
Nate was not a fan of Pennick's bowling. He said he delivered it too straight.
Yeah.
I think he needs an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, which could be true.
But Joe's McFly is like the second best. I think he's top 4 statistically and Lou's bottom 4.
Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts.
For bowling?
Crazy? Oh, for bowling and hitting. Joe's is one of the best hitters too.
Joe's was pretty good. 5th best by my records. Yeah.
I mean, so what made you want to add or allow movement to pitches this time around? Did you just feel like everyone just kind of had a better grasp of the sport this time around?
I didn't like ball and play how it was just a home run fest. Like, I was just a batting practice. Like, that's it was specifically designed to be defense and strategy, and then it wasn't. I was blind day 2. If you remember, I wasn't there, and I think if I was there, I could have helped steer the bowlers a little bit. Be like, you can still do this and this and this.
Right.
Because I was like, no, you can still do stuff. They're like, you just go throw it up, it gets hit. I'm like, no, you can, like, just because you can't throw a curve, you can still do shit to get guys out. But none of that ever really clicked. So we were trying to balance it more. Like, my goal is to make it so if you aren't a really good 6 hitter, you choose another route. So that's kind of how we're doing. We tested a ton of shit. We tested that. And we thought we were going to do this, that it was only 4 runs if it hit the ball on a fly, and grounders would only be scored on via running.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
But we played a couple games like that. It was an instant no.
It's just in the hard hit ground balls that hit the wall end up just being like a dot ball or whatever.
Yeah, because you don't really run on it, and the defensive highlights plummeted because now you have to actually field it and throw it. You just stopping it is a highlight.
And
then
did you consider
that was
like balls on the ground or bounced that hit the wall as a 2 instead of a 4?
Well, yeah, but if there's automatic 2s, you'll never run.
Yeah.
So we tried that, and then we said let's allow breaking balls. Because now batters kind of understand more. Like, they didn't in the end fully. Like, a lot of guys still just popped up and didn't realize, like, you have to just try to bunt that for 4 or just hit it for 1 and take what you can get.
Yeah.
Right. And we tried a bunch of stuff. I like the back wall being in play. I do think it's funny, like, some people in the comments were complaining, like, he mishit it, he shouldn't get credit. And it's like, that's cricket. Like, we didn't invent this.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, who was telling us? Was it you or was it BBD who was telling us that, like, Dalton in the practice game?
I was BBD was telling us this.
like purposefully hitting it to the back wall to get those fours.
He
And
said they're
and
afraid
Dal
that they're
were-
actually going to start doing that.
Yeah,
me and
BBD
Dal
was
were
like,
real
this
good
was
at it.
terrifying.
Yeah, I'm really good at it too. I just did it last week. We were there, and I was automatic at
Tipping it back.
like ramping it. You have to act like you're throwing snow. Like you're
That's what they're
shoveling,
called. They're
throwing
called the
snow.
ramp shots.
Yeah, scoop or ramp shot. Yeah. We are gonna try that. We're filming franchise league in 3 weeks
Whoa.
for Ball and Play, and next Thursday we're doing our broadcast test of it, which is like a full test, and we're gonna try to make a rule. If you can picture the wall behind the batter, we're gonna paint it so it's gray, the same height as the wooden walls on the side. Does that make
Okay.
sense to you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe like a more like a bowl atmosphere where like you're surrounded by that gray.
Right.
If you hit it above the gray, it's not automatic 4.
Ah.
It's just in play. You can run. It can be caught for an out. But if you hit it backwards under the gray, automatic 4. And what what we did is we're like making a flat spot on the bat.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
So like Doyle like put a heat gun on the Blitzball bat and then pressed a 2x4 to it.
That's nuts.
So it's not super wide, but it allows you. But yeah, we just did that, and I was automatic, but I might have been going too high now that we look at it.
So do you think
I
the
think
high
the-
aspect of it got too easy? Is that why you want to keep it lower to score points?
Yeah, because undefendable. Like if these cricket guys come from MLC who they do that and they can just pop it up
Yeah.
30 feet in the air and every single time. You do just have to pitch to it. Like if a guy is good at that, you have to throw a low strike because
Right.
you can't pop that up over the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Captain's League, how have you? I'm trying to figure out a way to word this without coming off kind of rude. How have you liked like the new guys in there? Like Lucas really has only been in a goalie position before, not really an impact position, debatably, right? Ryan, brand new to the warehouse games. Audio Jack, same with him. And then Dan, who really only did like the tester Blitzball League or Ball and Play League, and then played in Blitzball Battle a couple times. How have you liked them acclimating to? I know, like, don't say anything about slap ball, but like just with this first one, because I'll tell you, we were very impressed with like all 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think if Ryan had a little
I mean,
more
there's
time,
a lot of like my brother is one of the better athletes in the company, probably.
Yeah.
But he's not an on-camera guy. So like,
right,
there's always that thing where people realize like, oh, we're not trying to give you the best athletic show.
right,
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
Although Luke is entertaining, but he is not the face of a franchise. So I enjoy it. You know, it was really like we needed local people. I thought it was a really fun idea, a benefit if you're doing well at work and your manager like Luke and Lucas had to I asked the manager and the sales department, like, hey, if this becomes a problem, they're out. So, I told everyone, like, you're invited to this, but you get your work done beforehand. This is not,
You gotta be a good boy.
You can't say, I can't get this done because I have to film in the warehouse. Like, this is a perk, get it done.
Right,
so there was a
right.
lot of like trying to level set the situation
right.
of like,
Interesting.
of that. And basically we chose people that have been on camera already. So like if the audience has seen you before, you got a spot. And then Nikki was supposed to be the 4th captain. We actually have the jerseys made, but
Yeah, I saw it.
he's launching so much new stuff and having like crazy success right now.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, like it's too much. Like he's still in the battles. He's going to be back. I hope I get him in the next league.
Yeah.
So that bumped. And Kenobio missed the first tournament, so it was like Kenobio or Jolly to be captains. So Jolly got to be captain, bumped up to captain for this league, which was awesome because Jolly really into the drafts, really into the trades, really into the strategy. I don't know if Nikki would have been as into the draft and strategy, and
Right.
he's not in the office every day to scuttlebutt. So actually awesome having Jolly as a captain, and then we needed to get another pool player. So then Ryan Cohen, he came to all the Blitzball Battle 4 filming and was a fan. So you're about to see him going crazy in the stands for every game. And I knew he was around, so I asked him if you're free, do you want to do this?
That's
and
so
he
funny.
said yes. So
Yeah, we met him at the warehouse, and I assumed he worked there.
Yeah, me too.
He's just a pal, I guess.
yeah, so Ryan and Lou are the only ones in Captain's League that aren't on payroll.
Huh.
Very much part of the family, though.
Cool. What's the vibe like for these Captain's League games as opposed to like the franchise was? Is it like goofier and silly because it's just kind of like a smaller group and they're all workers for the most part, as opposed to having like I guess imports?
They're definitely like less than the franchise because that's such a production. People are flying in. We're staying at the hotel together. So we're filming these on Thursdays and Fridays, and then we take the week off. We come back the next Thursday for all the playoffs. So that break between is really fun. Like that break in ball and play is we went undefeated in the regular season, the breakdowns.
Yeah.
And Jake that whole week just kept saying, they're calling you guys the Dodgers. You're gonna choke.
You have that fun time to really talk shit for a week.
Yes. So that's really fun that it's like stays around the office. And then the vibe in the warehouse is good. I mean, it gets going. There's just not a crowd. So like you got to build that energy but it's been pretty fun. Slapball was like a new game. So we're like, what is this? Is this good? Is this not good? And then like it was a different pace.
Yeah.
So
everyone really picked up the pace with the broadcasting too, like because it's different. Obviously, you guys don't have rows to do the smaller tournaments, but like everyone rotating in that broadcasting spot, I think did a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's pretty good too, and we can hear the players on the mic. So for everyone in the warehouse is on mic or has the headset in. Besides, like the 4 people on the bleachers.
Okay.
Which is always weird. Like one time. We were doing a broadcast test for Blitzball Battle 4, and I was a player in it. And then the next one, I asked Sam, like, can I get a headset? I want to listen in and monitor and see what everything's doing. And then, you look around, and it's like a spy scene in a movie where you, like, start looking around the hotel, and you see, like, everyone's, like, talking to each other. And I'm like, wait, that camera guy, that camera guy, that camera guy, everyone up there. And I looked at Jake, and I'm like, everyone in this fucking place is on the same phone call besides the players.
Right.
Like everyone is listening and talk. It's a Zoom call that you just can listen to, and then you can hear Ronnie and Tom Prizman being like, "Ready, camera 4, cut to camera 4. Oh, what a bad pitch by Lou. Oh, cut to camera 4. Oh, what the hell is Jake doing out there?" I'm like, "What? They're all talking about us." It's so weird.
Yeah, that is strange.
And you're like a player on the sideline. You're kind of the only person, just not like part of the production. The players are clearly playing. And then everyone else is doing a job. So your job's to cheer and build some atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, how did that differ from like when you were playing in Billy's? When it's like now it's literally everybody in the building is talking about you.
I really didn't even play at Billy's, so I think I had one at bat and didn't pitch, I think, or 2 at bats and didn't pitch. Like it didn't feel like I really played.
You're just kind of there.
All right. We'll call up Zoe later and get his input.
That was cool environment. I mean, Joe's friends helped out a ton with all their.
Oh, that was so fun. Yeah,
Brendan was there.
They were awesome. I heard you saying, I think on Morning too, that if you do another one of those kind of things, it'll just be for the people there. You won't broadcast that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's until we really pick up like, sponsor money, I guess. It's just I'm very happy we did it last year. I think it was an amazing accomplishment for our entire crew and production team.
It looks really good too on YouTube. It looks awesome.
Yeah, especially Mike DeLeon, shout him out. He's the one that makes all our cameras, all our lighting, like the whole control room. Is mastermind. So it was very impressive. I think one of the most impressive things we've done as a small kind of crew together. But in the end, it's not fully worthwhile. So I want to do live events for the community building, but I'd much rather do something that is more interactive and is for the people there. So I have a whole.
Okay.
I have a whole Google sheet of doing like I wanted to do. Did I tell you guys this last time? A ball and play tournament.
I don't know. Maybe
Like an entry fee tournament. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but we've been down the well pretty deep.
Okay.
Because that game you can play. Blitzball, we could not do an entry fee tournament. It would suck to have to play with people that are bad or or way too good. You can just get such a skill discrepancy there.
Sure.
On play, if we rent out one of those facilities as 12 basketball courts, you can make every basketball court a stadium, a ball and play stadium. Especially if you get they have the dividing walls that come down.
So it'd be perfect.
You're set.
I mean,
so I
Nate
wanted
was
to do
telling
one
us
where there
that
was.
It's like essentially indoor cricket already.
Yeah, indoor cricket exists. It's a little different.
Yeah, Nate was like telling us, he was like, look it up real quick. It looks exactly like the warehouse.
Yeah, it's a little closer in nets. But yeah, but we could do that. And then I have this whole format where there's like 6 divisions, and each division has a franchise team. So then you would get put in a division of 3 teams. You do a round robin on your court. That guarantees you a game against one of our teams. So that's fun.
That's cool.
That's very fun.
The top 2 from each division move on, and then it's just a straight up bracket of 12 to a winner. And it just lives and dies in that day. And by the time you get to the championship, you like put that in the center court, and everyone can stand around and cheer and shit. So I have that mapped out, but it costs a lot of money to rent a gym for that long to get the equipment.
Right.
And it's mostly just like community building type stuff. It's not like a lucrative
So
thing.
there would
really.
probably be like a decent entry fee per team. Like 4 people probably have to pay whatever it would be. I don't know when we're going to do that. I want to do stuff like that more than do a live broadcast because I think that one is more engaging for the community. So, we might, on a smaller scale, we could do something where, Jake and I challenge 2 people in the crowd to a game, and then you see like an all-star game of us playing, or we do home run derby, or shit like that. Right. Call someone from the crowd. If you strike out Lou, you get $100. Like shit. Like that's more of what I'd want a live.
So it's kind of stuff like you did like for the people that came early to Blitzball Blitz Live.
Yeah. And we like vlog it, but not live stream it.
Right.
That'd
be cool. If you did that, Brendan and I would be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I want to try and go to the cricket event that's happening, I think, this summer, too. Now that you turned into a cricketer.
Island?
I think so, yeah. I think it's near like Belmont Stakes or something.
Eisenhower Park.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if you're going to be able to go. Tickets are expensive. You might be secondary market, maybe there'll be less.
Okay.
There's a game where USA plays Ireland, or USA plays India at the end. I think India will have already advanced out of the pool, and USA will have already been eliminated. So maybe those tickets get cheap, but it's still USA versus one of the best teams ever. Like, it's still cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And like Aaron Jones might be on the USA.
I was gonna say anyone from your world is gonna be there.
Yeah, I might be there. We're trying to work out with some of the cricket people. They're trying to reach out and have ideas for integrating me, which is amazing. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That's the one by Hofstra, right?
It's it's like East
building
Meadow,
a 35,000 people stadium.
That's crazy.
In Eisenhower. That's nuts.
I mean, it is a massive park.
It's crazy. Yeah.
To be fair,
India's going to play Pakistan. When India played Pakistan in the World Cup of this format 2 years ago, there was 90,000 people at the stadium in Australia.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I guess our little USA brains don't grasp how big this sport is.
What are you talking about? Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
But okay. Let's move on to floorball now. The big difference between floorball 1 and 2. Move back. We're going to move back. No big deal. Big difference between 1 and 2, from a viewership standpoint, for us at least. It felt bigger this time around. It felt more like, I don't know if it's because like you took away the worm burners, who us as fans, unless we followed those guys, we didn't really know who they were, and you added in K-Mac and all them, and it's like, oh, there's another familiar face. Mm-hmm. It almost felt like, because with Floorball 1 and Blitzball Battle 3, with the like guests of honor winning the whole thing, it kind of was starting to feel like, oh, we're just going to watch this and then like the ringers are going to come in and win the whole thing
Right, like the sports guys are gonna come in and
Yeah,
be
I
good
don't
at
know if
sports.
I like want that as a fan.
Yeah.
With this new one, Blitz or Floorball 2, it was so much more exciting because I couldn't tell from that. Because at first, Brennan and I talked about this. If you listen to the pod, you know Brennan and I talked about this. We were very confident on McFlurry Power and Woogas were going to be the final two teams. And then, like, Baggage
I was
put it
surprised
together.
by that.
It was just based off the first, like, two games where Woogas
It
was
looked like
dominant
crazy
and
out of the gate.
McFlurry was done. Then Baggage puts it together. And then you're like, oh, I could see Baggage in the finals. Then We Got Ice puts it together. And it's like, oh, We Got Ice might win the whole thing.
Like, oh, there's 4 good teams and there's 2
Yeah.
regular teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was unfortunate at the 2 other teams. That was last second like dropouts that
Yeah.
hurt that a lot, which did suck. Like, because we broke from orientation, and it was like, shit. I think it's gonna be We Got Ice and McFlurry. Like, that was what everyone said right away. Like, okay, We Got Ice and McFlurry are the 2 best here, and Love Yas and Hookline are gonna have a real tough game. And it sucked like doing that because we really tried to make it fair, but people dropped out at the last second, and then it just happened, and that was shitty.
I mean, what could
But
you
yeah,
do?
but no more not us teams. That was like, that's why in that tournament we needed a 6 team, and Trev couldn't play, so Forgotten Rotten couldn't come. And K-Mac we thought was going to play, but then he couldn't play. No, sorry, not K-Mac. Pinstripe Strong. I was like, do you guys want to play? And they were like, Joe's like, I'm not playing floorball. And then they had already like booked vacation. So we had to get another team. And I was like, I'm not getting another outside team to come. And they went like it's really unwise from a business sense. And like, for like, hey, it should be us. Like, we should be the ones.
People that everyone's been following.
Up. Yeah. So, we had to create a new franchise. So we had a bunch of names of like inside jokes of ours, and Wooga's won out. Forget what the others one were. There was another one that was up for debate.
I like the Woogas. I like the mascot too.
I liked Potential Losers, but Sam
I was going to say
that.
Potential Losers you brought up the last time that we spoke on here as a team, and like BBD has sent us pictures of him wearing like the Potential Loser shirt, and he's like, oh, keep a lookout for this, which has always cracked us up.
I mean, Potential Losers is a hilarious.
Potential Losers is fantastic.
Yeah.
But
that's a bummer. I'm trying to look at early drafts of the jerseys that we didn't go with.
Wow.
I'm looking at okay, so the team names were, the options were the Woogas, 2 Bugs.
2 Bugs, okay.
Just
Bug
2.
Eaters.
2 Bugs only works for Blitzball, I feel like, because there's
Bug Eaters or Monkey Wrench.
Okay, a lot of animal stuff.
Monkey Wrench. Monkey Wrench is an interesting one. The other ones I feel like I know the jokes because they've been in videos, but not Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, Joe's always says that about me, that I have Monkey Wrench conversations.
It's like
Interesting.
a lot of gut stuff.
Wish I could show you. You know the character from Monsters, I think, or whatever it is?
From
Monsters Inc.
the guy that holds
Monsters.
his two eyeballs.
Yeah, now Wooga's won best jersey. I wonder what
Yeah.
you guys think. I guess don't share this. I'm giving you secret access.
I mean, this is going on
DM
YouTube, Jimmy.
No, I'm DMing it to you.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you're gonna show it on the screen,
I don't think it's a problem if I do. But these were. All right, I just DM'd it to you on Twitter. That's what you guess you got to share it internally. That's what I sent to our designer. I was like, Woogas, this.
This is gonna be the thumbnail
I mean,
for the
it's pretty
YouTube video.
close. It's pretty close.
And then that was the first draft of the jersey that we didn't go with.
Did Luke tell you that the image of the little guy is almost exactly a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
No.
It's exactly
we
the
sent
same
him
thing.
the picture, and we were like, "There's this Yu-Gi-Oh card called Karibo, and that's just the Wooga."
It's almost the exact same thing.
If you want to look it up, it's Kuriboh, I think.
Aurib.
OH.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, it is.
Same
that
little
is
guy.
pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's almost exact.
Yeah, and then we didn't go with those jerseys because I said that it was just way too close to the Oilers jerseys.
I could see that.
And we already have so much blue, so we went brown and orange instead.
I liked him. The Reese's
Yeah, it's a
jerseys
different
were
color
cool.
palette. It's good. Yeah, Reese's.
Yeah.
It really is very Reese's. I mean, guys, we're still on floorball.
So still on floorball.
Were you pissed off you didn't win? How close did you feel to getting
That's
to
not
the
what this
finals?
pod is about, Brendan. It's about the warehouse in total, not about baggage.
Yeah, I was pissed we didn't win. That first goal by Dangle was so soft, and that sucked. I love floorball because I get to kind of play coach and like draw plays and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just don't score enough. Like we put shots on, we shoot a good amount, but our shots on net. And then halfway through from watching Pavel play, I realized how you shoot in that game.
You kind of like drag and whip.
Yes, so I do that, and when halfway through that hook line game, I mean, I wish I was mic'd up because we'd be mic'd up in the future because I was in like a sports zone that I don't think anyone's actually seen me in because I like hockey. Like the most I've been like, oh, this is like I'm somewhere else right now. So I scored, and I went back to Kraus and Sam. I was like, I'm playing up. I'm shooting. I'm just fucking shooting. You got to play D. Because I was always the defenseman. And they're like, all right, go. And then I went right again, then scored again.
You whipped 3 goals in a row.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm staying up. And then like I was just like kind of like in a fucking lunacy mode. And then I scored the third. And then after that, I was like, okay, I need to play offense because I can't just play defense. So then our game against McFlurry, we played, I believe, like perfectly. Proust shut Chelsea down. She wasn't even like a part of the game. And sorry, Chelsea, 'cause she was too good.
Yeah.
And then we just didn't we had so many chances. Like if you watch that back, I do think we outplayed them, especially the second and third period. We had so many chances and so many like good plays.
Yeah.
The last 40 seconds, I remember watching it back and I was texting our team and I was like, holy shit, guys, we had 2 like very thought out, deliberate plays that we practiced before the tournament
and executed.
And we just didn't bury it. We're like, found Sam's stick, found Krause's on back door, and we just didn't finish it. But we like actually made passes, we made plays.
Yeah, but almost all your games were like you played way better than the score ended up being.
Because we couldn't get it in the net. And I think it helped when I went up forward and just started shooting from closer range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realized you got to shoot. Like that goal I scored on K-Mac is where I was like, yeah, you got to shoot mid-stride like that. So, and then their second goal was a miscommunication between Jake and I. So that stung when Nick put that one in. But McFlurry was really good. But we lost on a Pavel goal. So like,
so you didn't really
tie
lose.
game besides Pavel.
Yeah.
My head's held high.
Right.
Yeah.
Like as long as we compete, I feel okay about ourselves. I get like mad and sad, but I'm not like Blitzball Battle 3. We didn't compete. We were like fucking dog shit. And I did not like, that's not worth playing to me. But if we compete, I like competing more than anything. Like competing, winning. Those are 1 and 1.
And like being done and feeling I know what I did wrong and I can't wait to get out there and like do it better next time.
Yeah, but Kraus won't be available next floorball, so Baggett just got to find another teammate.
Oh
no!
Which is really going to be fucking hard because Kraus and I grew up together playing hockey.
Right.
And he can pass, and he can fill the open space. Like,
and he reads you well, probably.
He might not translate. He might not look like Nick or Luke or some of the other like really good players out there, but he is very, very good.
Yeah,
I believe it. Mindset to like
right.
Be where he needs to be, and he got really good passes. So we got to find another one.
Just to go back to Pavel for a second, it seems like you really struck gold with this concept of the Pavel play and all that. Does it worry you that like for Floorball 3 or Floorball 4 that he may not be able to come back to replicate that position?
He texted us. I think he's already locked in. He texted us like a week later and was like, "When's the next one? I want to go back." He loved it, and he had never done play-by-play before. And
This is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That was the best booth. I mean, I don't know. I just rewatched Blitzball and Play 1 with Darren and Sammy, and that's the best booth. And
He's
Moylan
awesome.
is amazing.
Darren's incredible.
You keep hitting on all these guys. They're all fantastic.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Pavel was like so funny in the booth. You know, Moylan's done color commentary before. Darren Sammy's done color commentary before, but Pavel had never.
Right.
It was really, really good.
Shocking.
Darren Sammy won't be back for Ball and Play 2, though.
Yeah,
'cause
I remember
we were
saying that,
told.
yeah.
He's the head coach of Pakistan's Super League team.
Too big for his own britches.
Good for him. He's awesome.
Yeah, that was
Head coach of West Indies cricket team, and they're like doing really well now. We're doing better than expected. Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
just had a meeting with the color commentary person for Ball and Play 2, though, and very excited. Like the vibes
Okay.
were awesome.
It seems like you guys only find great people for it. So
It's true.
Sam does a great job. Sam did an amazing job finding all of our guests for Floorball. That was such a good crew of outside creators that came.
Yeah,
Because these sports where we expand to 4 people, it's tough.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean, for everything where you get outside people coming in, even like the 2 Como guys coming in for Blitzball Battle 3, like they were perfect
They were
fit.
great.
yeah.
They were.
They were good.
The only thing, and I've said this before on you, so it's not like new, is that they were a little too good for with the actual game itself. Because
Yeah.
I think
It's like
it was
slowed down for them,
outside of the
essentially.
first game. Outside of the first game, they put up the max for every game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. There's that tough call where we had to redo it because the radar glitched
Right.
and Jack would have been out of the inning. Toughest call I've ever had to make because there's no way that pitch was over the speed limit.
Right.
But like,
Can't not.
gotta be
You
fair.
had to. Yeah.
Can't not.
Yeah.
But then, do we have anything else to say about floorball?
No, just, I mean,
floorball
talking about
1
paddle
to
stuff.
2, it felt like it changed the least out of all the sports.
Yeah. It'll change more this time. We still have to test a bunch of stuff. But
Who
there
are
are
we
big
talking to?
changes to work.
I think it was Sam told us that you guys were considering playing off the wall.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
it was her that said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have new boards. You actually see the new boards in slapball.
Hell yeah.
They're just the same, but they're white. They don't have stickers on them yet.
Cool.
I'm gonna try and put it wall to wall. Shots can go off the back wall and stay in play.
Right.
Right.
And I think that's gonna change the offense a fucking ton. Like, team, you can shoot, you can pass off of them. The goalies are gonna have a much harder time because it's fucking chaos.
Yeah.
And that's a little more warehouse ball. Like, we always try to warehouse effect things, and there wasn't that many different rules because of that.
Right.
The other thing we're gonna do is change this isn't set in stone. Like, I haven't conferred with the crew.
Right. It's an idea.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but not like actually. And we always test them because at one point I was adamant ball and play was going to be the 4s rule was going to change. Then we tested it once. We're like, nah. So, but we do want to change the overtime because we suck at shootouts. It's like we're not good enough to do them in my opinion.
Okay.
Especially when you see Pavel do them and you're like, oh,
Like, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. Overtime is like a minute of 3-on-3,
Mm-hmm.
and
Start,
then
like,
a
pulling people
minute
off.
if it's still tied, a minute on 2-on-2 with the goalies, and if it's still tied, 1v1 with goalie.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And if it's still
I think
tied
that
to
is-
goalie wars.
Goalie wars.
Yeah, I think
Goalie
that's-
wars is a real thing, Brendy.
Yeah, I think that's
I like
pretty
it.
compelling.
Yeah, so our friend Chris was telling us that they still do it, or do they not do it anymore? Where they used to do just 3v3 in real hockey overtime, and everyone
still
loved
do
it.
that.
They still do it.
Still do it.
Yeah, it's wide
I brought
open
up
ice.
that I was mistaken. I remember them doing like 4v4, and then after a certain amount of time, it dropped to 3v3. But he said that never happened. So, call me up, Commissioner of the NHL. because
Call
I
'em
might
up.
have a great idea for you.
I feel like that's happened.
Maybe.
That's what.
I have
See,
no idea.
it can't. Whatever. We'll talk to.
Oh yeah,
somebody.
we said that penalty shots kind of boring because like we're not skilled enough to make them exciting.
You don't have a bunch of
Right.
Chelseas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that hasn't
2000.
been run by everyone, so it's a
Right.
thought.
Totally.
It's. I mean, it's a good idea. It makes sense.
Floorball is going to be very hard for Sam to find everyone for this year.
Yeah, that
Going to-
seems
going-
to be.
going to- Going to 8 teams is tough.
Yeah.
because now you have to find 16 players.
Right.
Oof.
So for ball and play, Major League Cricket lends us 8 players. Okay, great.
Right.
Now we have to find 8, and we usually fill that from within, and we can fill some from within with floorball, but you really need skill. So that's the other difference of floorball 1 versus floorball 2.
Yeah.
With the exception of some that we couldn't fully attack, we tried to get people that can pass and shoot.
Have like some basic skills.
We had a lot of players in floorball 1 that couldn't really pass and shoot a ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Captain's League floorball might be a tough watch.
What? We
might
don't know
be
about
me. It might be me, Luke, and Zoe just shooting with reckless abandon.
I mean-
and telling 3 other people just play goalie.
that. Yeah. Jolly's really
yeah.
going to need like the first overall pick for that one. Because he's the only one who hasn't played floorball, right? At least Jake and
Oh, boy.
Jack can get in the net.
Yeah, and their goalies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think for your core fans, though, like that, we want to see the people that haven't played play those ports. And
Yeah.
I was like, I recently watched rewatched a little bit of Blitzball Battle 1 just to see what it looked like. And it is so slow because no one really has a grasp on how to throw a Blitzball yet back then.
Right.
So we were used to it. Like you just have all gotten better.
Slow.
So slow.
So
It's crazy how
slow-paced.
slow it is.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching it on like 0.5x. It's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
I did that recently.
I was obsessed
and,
with the 2 back when it first came out. I was like, oh, this is great. This is
It was,
I can't-
yeah.
It's
I'll
such a
still
better
never
Cameras
product.
were
forget
like
Jerry's
cameras were
reverse
GoPros
celebration.
and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jerry's reverse celebration is the best celebration I've ever seen to this day.
Forgot Jerry Blevins was in there too. Nuts.
Yeah. Blitzball Battle 2 to Blitzball Battle 3 is the biggest glow up in production history.
You know what?
All
Let's
time.
talk. Let's go into it. Blitzball Battle 3. Last time we talked to you was halfway through the tournament. So now we
really?
can talk to you. I mean, we talked to you, I want to say, a couple episodes in. So let's talk about that. The production value spiked big time. Like you
Yeah.
said. I mean, you guys went into this full quote unquote truck production mode that you didn't have before. I mean, you had the whole setup. Was that right? Or was the
No, it was
setup
up
still
top still.
upstairs? Yeah, it was still
Yeah, it's
upstairs.
So
So
we changed out all the cameras. That was the biggest thing.
right.
So all the cameras got changed to Sony AG H1s or whatever the fuck they're called, X2000s, X200s.
Of course. We are
And,
all familiar.
Yes.
Those look so good. And then Mike DeLeon fine tunes them with color grading and making sure they're all like matching. Mike's just a expert at like making cameras look good. Like he's a camera tech. And then what were some of the other changes? Blitzball Battle 3. Oh yeah, this was so long ago because we filmed this March of 2023. So like we're maybe a full year ago.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that long.
Wow. It's pretty long.
We also what happened was we had the whole off season from baseball to work on this. Like we had I think 3 months of just prepping for Blitzball Battle 3. And in our heads, we redid the floors, repainted the floors. That helped. I had the bleachers built, which were very custom. And our guy Dan helped build those, and they helped make changed it from, we had those just like field bleachers, those aluminum bleachers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That didn't bring you're on a TV set, your energy to them.
Right.
We had the back wall built, which you saw being built out in Roulette League and then the rest. So every nook and cranny, we spent a ton of time perfecting for Blitzball Battle 3 as far as production goes. And all of it comes together. We also changed to no dark jerseys were allowed.
Right.
Because Blitzball Battle 2, and Mike was like, they get lost in that black wall. Like, you should only wear light color stuff. And then we did that in roulette on his, and we are like, oh my God, that looks so much
Everyone's popping like crazy.
better. Wearing baseball pants made it look better. Like, if you go watch Blitzball Battle 2, we're watching like wearing unmatching shorts. So like on first sight, if that comes on your screen and you see all those elements popping, you're a little more interested to be like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah. It looks
Than
more clean
what we
and
were
professional.
than what we were putting together in the first two.
Yeah, so not a huge jump, I guess, overall from BB3 to BB4 because you had it so figured out for that third.
We added a roaming camera, which if you've watched a bunch, you've seen in Blitzball Blitz and Captain's League, where like someone can run around and just get anything. It's not tethered. But Blitzball Battle 4 was the first time we really did it, and we think it changes the quality a ton. Because now with like pitcher mound visits, you're there with the players in the mound visit. You know, that like Zach Cam element is now in part of a battle.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like in the past when it's been used, it's just kind of like a hey, look at the audience or look at these people over here, and now it's more of a plot device almost.
Yeah, it's really cool. I did it for like half the games. If you saw my Instagram, I promoting it. I was tasked with roaming camera some games, and I was in my element.
Yeah, I feel like what was the other thing that you were on roaming camera for? Was it Blitz?
Blitzball Blitz one game. Yeah. And Jeff, who was directing, kindly said, "All right, Jimmy, that's enough of
that. You're having too much fun.
Let's watch the game now."
Yeah.
So did you do this? I know the last time we spoke, you were talking about how in Blitzball Battle 3, you were recording as if it was a live show in preparation of Blitz. Did you have a similar strategy for 4 as well?
Yeah, that's how we do everything. There's a live cut of everything, and then that we're trying to get better and better and better at that to make the post edit easier. Blitzball Battle's the hardest edit. I'm glad these guys had a long time because we filmed it in November. It's coming out now to work on it. That's a longer post window because of having 7 people on mic is a lot of voices.
Wow.
And if everyone's talking at once, you have to then chop it up and organize it into like, it's 30 seconds. The booth, Peter and Rose were talking, Jimmy and Jake were talking, and Jack and Zoe were talking. Like, so you're an editor, like, okay, there's 3 different conversations happening. They all are part of the story that we want to share because it telling you strategy, and then analysis. So you got to chop the 3 up, spread them out. So now you're taking 30 seconds, turning it into a minute and a half, and then I'll cut it back down to 30 so you don't drag the show out or 3 times
and put it in an order that makes sense too.
And put it in an order that's compelling. So like they're really editing these like TV shows. I always try to tell them like what they do is phenomenal. Like, the game when Jake and I threw the game 8 of Blitzball Battle 3, that 10 minutes is masterpiece. Masterpiece is a little me going crazy because it is what it is, but it's just really, really well done storytelling. Not like, hey, the ball's in this corner of the warehouse, so let's show it with this camera because that's the angle. Like, no, they're manipulating the audience to understand what's happening. It's really well done. And I wasn't part of that at all. They did that. They didn't even ask me for help on it. Sometimes with like big moments like that, they'll come in. What do you think? How should we attack this?
Right.
I was very impressed with them. So shout out to Rob and Tom Prizeman and Ronnie and Grapp, the whole crew.
Killing it.
Yeah, that one was. I don't think a masterpiece is overblowing it at all. I think that's exactly what it was. It was.
It's an all-time moment for the warehouse.
It is an all-time moment for the warehouse. And like who were we talking to about this? K-Mac, where we were saying that if Jake, because he was already starting to like lose the zone, if he just threw it normally.
Oh, right. We were talking to K-Mac about his perspective of that moment, of the 2 of them, him and Colin still on the bleachers, like what they were thinking watching that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, K-Mac and I had an exchange, and I think I told you. Did I tell you guys this? Like K-Mac, I don't think it's punches in the camera.
Yeah.
At one point, K-Mac was looking at us, and he was, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That kind of, I don't think they showed that. And that kind of, me and Jake were like, okay, that dude. But people were mad at us in the warehouse.
In the warehouse.
Yes.
Oh,
And I
like
was
other
like, at least,
players or
yeah.
Name
And I
names.
was like, at least, man, a lot of people.
I think you told us Trevor at
Trev,
one
I
point.
guess he's a gamer. That makes
my
sense.
brother, I remember, Luke. I
Wow.
think Prizeman. They thought it was awful content. Like they were like, people
Mm.
aren't gonna like that. I'm like, people are. It's gonna be the most watched post game show. People are gonna be like hate us, but they're gonna love what like they
Right.
saw. Like it's hilarious. I was like, you
Yeah.
guys got to hear what me and Jake were saying on mic. I think you'll change your perspective
Right.
of it. Where like the inner turmoil we're feeling, and it's like,
Yeah.
You didn't want to
should we
do it,
do
but
it? Should we not do it? Are
yeah.
you doing it? I hate this. Jake turning around and saying, "I'm in hell. I'm in hell. This is
Yeah.
hell." Like, I was like, you guys. I kept trying to tell him, you guys didn't hear all that. It's fucking, it's
Right.
drama.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Not to mention you need a heel.
yeah,
And
not
it's
to-
getting
not to mention,
it is getting to the point where everybody in the warehouse is a little too likable.
Well, I was gonna say for floorball, you said like you liked all the teams. Like the warehouse cup is exactly that. It's 8 teams that have a tie to.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least then, because you have K-Mac, who is a great guy. We all know it. We talk to him. He's an awesome guy, but he plays that heel role. Same with Trev. They play that heel role so well. I think like Nikki could do it too. But like,
Yeah.
you can't have something where at that point, Trevor wasn't really playing heel. K-Mac didn't really get going enough to play heel in Blitzball Battle 3.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki was full on face. And then, you and Jake, once Jake threw it away, it feels weird to say, but I was kind of like, I hope they lose the next game. But you
Yeah.
need somebody like that in a tournament setting. You need somebody or you need somebody to root against. Preferably it would be the 1 or 2 team in the tournament. Because
Right.
I
That's
feel
why I
like
worked for
the
K-Mac
Como
in
kids
Floorball
kinda
because he
took
was the
them out.
best and he was the
Yeah.
confident guy. But I feel like it didn't work for K-Mac in Blitzball because he was not one of the better teams at that
Right.
time.
I feel like the Como kids kind of like had that mantle of the new heels thrown upon them.
Because no one
For
knows who
the
we are
only
and we're the
reason
best.
being they're the best. Got to root against the best.
The We Got Ice versus Como championship game was insane because it was
It
the
was
whole warehouse
phenomenal.
against those guys.
It
and
really.
I felt bad about that.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was watching it like
Yeah.
this must be really difficult to even just play through, which everyone is
Yeah,
rooting against
and
you.
Blitzball Battle 3, we had a lot of learnings. I did think it was great drama having a team get eliminated, but in the end, I felt so bad because that was a 5-day shoot,
Right.
which we also decided never 5 days again. 4 is the max. And so they had to come to day 3, 4, and 5 not playing. Like that stinks. So
Yeah.
I felt bad about
They
that.
made the most of it. K-Mac had a great time.
Yeah, but it was like I don't know.
So
It's exhausting.
is that out? Is one team out of Blitzball Battle 4? Everybody's making playoffs?
Yeah, all the warehouse cups have the same exact format now.
Okay.
So all the franchise series, it's 8 teams, 2 regular season games, and then just 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, quarterfinal, then
Hell yeah.
semifinal championship.
Okay.
So very
And
straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm going to get ahead of myself a little bit right now. If you find that slap ball kind of takes off in this Captain's League, do you see a future where it replaces one of the 2 Blitzball battles in the Warehouse Cup?
Well, not if the others catch up. And Blitzball's not the flagship, but there's always should be more Blitzball on the channel than other stuff.
Right.
So like we are doing 5 Blitzball tournaments in the year, and
Right.
no other sport has more than 2.
Right.
Like I said, it's a baseball company at the end of the day.
Yeah, we also just filmed a tester series that's going to come out in August of Baseball 5 because we had a day free. I don't know if you know what Baseball 5 is, but it's
No.
like
No.
it's like handball. It's a real sport that they're bidding to be in the Olympics, just not popular in the U.S. It's like handball where you slap a ball with your hand, and then it's baseball. You run to first, they try to throw it,
Oh.
but there's only like an
Jesus
infield.
Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
We just filmed 4 games of that, or 5 games.
That's
of that.
fun. used to play a version of that with my friends. We called it curveball, and we would just throw a ball
Yeah.
at the edge of the curb and then play
Edge of the
baseball
curb,
after
yeah.
that. Yeah.
You would run when you played curveball? I wouldn't run. I would
No, we would
just-
play like
it would be
automatics, sort of.
Yeah, no, this is like running. It's kind of, it was nuts. But that was the plan for slap ball. After playing it, I don't know if we could do it as a franchise sport because it took us a long time and a lot of practice sessions
Right.
to get people to understand the rules and make it not dangerous. And still we had some injuries.
Oh wow.
Interesting. Is that where Joe's got injured?
No, that was the combine.
I was playing Mario
after
Kart.
baseball 5-day.
Oh man.
No, but like it was fun, and I think it watches well. We were really curious about that. Like, this is very fun to play, but will it be watchable? And then the editors are working on it right now, and I've been poking my head in, and it is somewhat watchable. I put 2 shots in the
Yeah, the little bit that we saw, I loved. I can't wait to see.
the replays are really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hopeful about it because we did for some of our interviews, we did talk about what sport would you want to be in the warehouse, and multiple times handball came up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like European handball, team handball.
Yeah, I texted Jack Doyle on July 2nd. I was like, "Hey, do you think we can invent a new sport that's like handball, but our version of it?" And then we were texting about it way back then in summer. And we got to a place where we were like, "Hey, I was like, "All right, let's put this into practice." And we didn't do that until December.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's famously inventing a new sport is hard.
It is hard. I was going to the warehouse, and my wife was like, "Going to the warehouse today?" I was like, "Yeah, we're inventing a sport." And she was like, "That sounds hard." And I thought she was being facetious, what a hard job. And I was like, "No, this is pretty hard." And she was like, "No,
I believe you.
That
Yeah.
sound hard."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I came off as being sarcastic there. I was not being sarcastic.
No. Learn that people understand it's hard. It's really fun, but it's hard. I will say,
testing.
man, playoffs of the slap ball are awesome.
Yeah.
We have a very weird ability to buy into what we're doing and care. We invented a sport.
You care so much about it.
You're down to the final seconds, and you're fucking so
Well, I mean,
it's
those
insane.
games, those sports like that where there really is no stoppage, like floorball, like soccer, like games like that, typically tend to get super intense like that. So I'm not fully surprised.
Yeah, but that's a big issue with those sports. Floorball is okay because Rose carries a ton of weight. I'm very interested about Captain's League floorball and the skill of it all. For this game, there's a lot of rules that the audience are going to be like, "What?" But we needed to slow it down. It's such a bad watch if it's fast break, fast break, fast break. The cameras can't keep up. There's no structure. So I really wanted a sport that was more of a half court sport, like
basketball.
lacrosse. Okay, now this team's got a possession and they're going to try and run a play and score.
Right.
And then if they shoot, go to the side, get set in defense, and then the next team comes. So, but there were some fast breaks and that was a strategy.
Which is okay, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to design. All the rules were designed off safety and slowing it down to build drama.
And people still broke their legs.
People still broke their legs.
Yeah. 3 injuries, I think. I was one of them.
Hell yeah. Jimmy,
Played
you're getting
through it.
injured too much.
Yeah.
He's 32 plus 2.
Yeah.
32 plus 2.
Yeah, I played
Math.
through it. It's fine.
What a guy.
I wanted to
this
quickly
man
ask
right now.
about the new talents in BB4 that we don't know too much about. You were talking about Jimmy Norp, who's supposed to be a powerhouse. And then we have Trev's brother, it is?
Yeah, Marshall.
Trevor's brother who looks like a terrifying man.
He doesn't look like a baseball player, but I'm guessing if you grew up in Trev's family, you have to be pretty decent.
Yeah, he was a minor league player.
Oh, okay.
Pitcher. Marsh. He was awesome. So, Shelfie.
Mm-hmm.
You know Shelfie?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is Forgotten Rotten 2024.
Right.
Okay.
but he wasn't cleared to play from his injury in ball and play yet.
There's a torn
So
Achilles.
Marshall is kind of torn Achilles. So Marshall is playing kind of for Shelfie. So like like when you think of Rotten for ball and play, for floorball, for
Shelfie is
Blitzball
the
Battle
guy.
5, it's Shelfie and Trev. And
Right.
then but Marsh subbed in. Marsh was awesome. He's such a sweetheart. Like really got into it. Really was appreciative for like the skill level. You know, like even like we play against them in game 1, and even like I just throw like a fastball, and like he turns to Trev on the mic, and he's like, "That's fucking nasty." Like,
It's like, damn,
I
this
don't
guy's
have
got-
the nastiest fastball, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you just forget like what those blitz balls. Can
Every
do.
single pitch he throws moves no matter what.
Yeah.
How is he? Is he able to throw strikes? I know you guys changed the rules for pitching a little bit. I don't think we were privy to what exactly the pitching
Yeah, I was gonna
changes
ask
are.
about all the
It
rule
just came out
changes.
today on
Okay.
the episode. So the new rule we did was that your backup pitcher had to record 2 outs, but if he made a play in the field, that counted as one of his outs.
Oh, I love that.
So if Jack Doyle's a starting pitcher, if Zoe's in the field and catches a ball, now he only needs to record 1 out as a pitcher.
So you have to make 2 putouts as a player. As a
Yes,
backup player.
but
Well, is there a
Jack Doyle, when Zoe's pitching, if he induces a ground ball and Jack fields it, that's Zoe's out. So
Right.
like you would designate one player
as a backup pitcher.
as they're eligible to get outs recorded. So in theory, if Trev or Lou or Jack induce ground balls and Marshall and Joe's and Zoe field 2 of them in the first inning, they will never have to pitch.
Right.
Oh, so there's no cap. It's not like
There's
your
no
minimum is going to be 1 out as a pitcher.
Yeah. If they get 2 outs in the field, they don't have to pitch.
Wow, that's fantastic. Wow, you took the nerf away from We Got Ice. That's crazy. They got to win the whole thing.
Zoe's such a good fielder that it's like he should get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
And the strategy of like slow rollers and like deferring and letting the other guy take
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
then like can he get it? Or so there's some drama to that. It comes into play for sure. I think the perfect amount. Like I think that
Okay.
that was a great rule. Because I haven't even reflected on it until right now. So I think that's a sign
Okay.
of like, no, that worked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
So, I mean,
Blitzball Ball is exclusive.
there you go. I want to say like there's probably not even like you don't get a ground ball out even every game maybe. So it might be sprinkled in pretty.
Depends
well
on the
spread out.
pitchers, yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of grounders. Certain pitchers do.
That's good. Good to know.
What other rule changes have there been? Or is that it?
I think that's it for Blitzball.
Wow.
How did you feel
Yeah,
going
like
into this
nothing.
tournament? Did you feel better arm wise and hitting wise? I know you wanted to go back to just swinging for real.
Yeah, hitting wise, I felt good. We put out a video of like the oops strike zone.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that was
You hit a
week
home run, I think, right?
Yeah, off Nikki in a double.
Yeah.
And in the one of the broadcast test games, I homered off Jack, and then I homered off Rourke. So going into Blitzball Battle 4, I felt like awesome at the plate.
Mm-hmm.
My approach was to sit slider, and then if it was a fastball that was hitting the zone, my brain was in a good mode of just like throwing my bat at it. Oh fuck! And
Which
then
you can
I'd
do with the
actually
bat
be-
that weighs nothing, you know.
I'd be late enough that I would hit it straight because
Yeah.
I'm always early.
Yep.
And that was really working for me going into Blitzball Battle 4. So I was very confident. I had a whole new approach. My stance is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then pitching was just like, I got to throw weird carnival pitches. That's
Yeah.
my strategy going in.
I like
I can't just try to go fastballs. Like I have to throw the knuckleballs and the crazy splitter. Like I canned all those pitches and then just started throwing fastballs and I got hit.
Yeah, I mean, if your confidence in pitching carried over to your confidence in bowling in this last Captain's League, my guess is you probably did pretty well on the mound because that was filmed after, right?
Bowling is a lot easier in Captain's League for some. I like. There's a speed limit of 45 miles per hour, but I can really fucking twist that ball and throw it where
Yeah.
I want. Hopefully, it continues for ball and play.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel very like Like I throw BP to the team, and it's like I feel like I'm one of those like trick shot EP throwers. I could just like hit an apple off a can every time. Those balls are so weird. They're like a clown nose, bigger.
Yeah, I think we grabbed one that day we were there. They are like it's like a little sponge.
It's really weird.
They're weird.
You can twist them though. Like I threw some curves in that league, and then I was just throwing them the other day with Beavs, and I was like, pretty comfy. Like you can really spin them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, there's pretty drastic curves sometimes in that tournament.
Yeah.
Did you notice any waves of new pitches this time in this particular tournament? I know like they're in the early days. There was, I guess, people are starting to figure out like
Blitzball Battle.
Blitzball Battle. Yeah.
Like, last time you were on, you were saying there's like trends of pitches.
Everyone got a slider.
Originally, it was the curve, and then that was out. Then it was the slider, and just everybody threw that pitch.
There's you'll see. But yes.
Okay.
The year of the knuckleball, baby.
Oh yeah.
There's a new pitch in town, and I think everyone is interested in learning it.
Wow.
My guess off the top of my head is that everyone's catching up with Drew's like fully submarine pitch that goes straight down.
That's a new pitch in town, Brendy.
Well, no one else had it besides Drew.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
And I think we kind of knew that going in. That like that was the pitch. Like I kind of wanted to get a dropper like that.
Yeah.
That is true. I forgot about yes, that's true. But there's another pitch in town. That's fucking nuts.
New pitch.
Is it something that Jack already had done before and we didn't know what it was called?
Never seen someone do it.
Okay.
Nope.
Everyone has a behind the back slider now.
Dude, it was honestly a magic trick.
Wow.
That's crazy. Now I want to watch it so badly.
It's only a few days away.
It's only a few days away.
Yeah, Sunday. We're actually going to run a marathon of Blitzball Battle 3 on the channel for like 24 hours.
You're
every game in a row, like live. It's going to be live.
You guys are watching the stream lounge?
I think we have to run it like through Saturday or something. We're testing it out right now.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought it'd be cool to like do the whole last season in a row, like 24 hours leading up to the new one.
Oh, that is fun.
Like if you want to tune into the channel, it's there. It's on.
Yeah.
At any
That
point.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like a Christmas story on
cool.
Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
You know.
No.
Peter, do you have anything else about BB4? It's hard to ask questions about something that we haven't seen yet.
It's really hard to. Who'd you say won it again?
Yeah, who was
One of them.
Oh man, there's the scoop. You don't get scoops anywhere but here, baby.
There was a winner.
There was a. You heard it here first, guys. Not everybody lost this year.
I actually forget like majority of the shit. I have like 3 memories of filming it, so I'm very excited to watch it because I saw.
Wow. We do have some intel. Somebody who goes by initials did tell us that they saw the best ever Blitzball game, and then the very next day, that was outdated.
Yeah.
That's all we know
guy
about
loves
Blitzball
teasing us.
Battle 4.
I don't know what game he's talking about.
He was
I
like,
don't remember.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He was
There is
like-
nothing entertaining.
he texted Brendan. He was like, essentially for like 3 days straight, just like DMing us on Twitter, being like, haha, I know what happens. And then he'd
funny.
be
It's a
like,
little stinker.
he'd be like, just watch the best Blitzball game of my life. Then the next day came, he goes, strike that. That was today. And we're like, this means nothing to us right now.
I can guess one of them, but I don't know if it's the first or the second. And I don't remember the second. But I don't not believe him. We tried to bring some weirdness in the crowd this time, and editors don't know how it's going to play. We did silent pitches. Everyone just got really
I heard you guys talking
quiet.
about that, yeah.
And they were like in the warehouse. It was awesome, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think on the
Tell you what.
mound that would really fuck me up. It's like someone screaming before you hit a golf ball.
That would get in my head for sure.
Trumpets were involved in the crowd. So we filmed on a weekday. We filmed on weekdays.
Yeah.
And so none of our employees could come and bring like their families and
Right.
stuff. So we had some pretty empty days in the crowd. And I was really worried about that because like Blitzball Battle 3, we had pretty back stands and built a huge atmosphere. So I bought like $300 worth of party hats and silly costumes.
So I
for
bought a
the
bunch of paid
crowd to wear.
actors.
I thought it would be just even a little more compelling if, okay, there's not a lot of people there. Why are they wearing those hats? And why are they wearing that like fake mustache and stuff?
Hell yeah.
And then we did try to do like some like antics as a crowd. So
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like cartoony type things happening to fill energy.
yeah, there's a lot of time the audience is, we don't hear the booth, or we don't see all the cameras, you know. So like have to build our own world a little bit.
Right.
Right.
You have.
Crazy. Got to make it the WWE of backyard sports.
Yeah,
Which what you
Hopefully.
got to do.
Man, I'm pumped.
That's everything I have for this.
Yeah, I think that's everything I got on BB4 because otherwise, I just want to watch. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We're getting to dangerous
Game
territory.
one,
Game one.
we got Ice
Sunday.
versus Lugas.
I thought game one was baggage versus rotten.
that's 2.
That's game 2. We're not top billing anymore. We got Ice.
Yeah.
That's the fan favorite.
I didn't want to tell it. I didn't want to say it. But you're old news, Jimmy.
Yeah.
He knows.
Baggage got to do some stuff.
Gotta
Yeah,
prove
like-
it to us.
Who knows? Like,
I-
I'm so excited we compete sometimes.
Hey, I'm a baggage lifer and I have
People
faith.
are like, we're like, you guys failed. You didn't win. I'm like, whoa, we were in it.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Seeing Jake pitch in Blitz, I feel like he like added some velocity too. So I don't know. I think you guys got a chance.
Yeah.
We'll
I
see.
get some extra base hits.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's good now.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
it
the
will,
thing.
they have
The
to
skill
catch up.
level has very much leveled out, where anybody could win. There's no longer a favorite. Well, that's not true. I just said who I think the favorite was a couple of minutes ago when we got Ice. With this whole making it so Zoe may not have to pitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely the favorite now. But after that,
No,
everybody's
no
pretty-
second place. Wait, Baggage finished second,
What are we
and
talking
then didn't
about?
make it back to the championship.
Oh, okay.
Obvious finished second, didn't make it back to the championship. We got Ice finished second. Will they? Won't they?
Will they?
That was what I was. That was what I was saying to everyone before the tournament. I said it's
Will
hard. It's hard.
Well, we talked, I think, to Jack about it. I mean, We Got Ice is just is a spin-off tournament winner. They don't win the mains.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
They don't
that.
win franchises.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I won the Captain's League, so maybe.
Well, did you win the Captain's League?
Well, I won Ball and Play Captain's League.
Yeah. And were you the MVP?
We haven't played Blitzball or Floorball yet, so like
I haven't played either of them.
did play Slapball though, and that was interesting.
Oh, I did want to ask Captain's League Blitzball.
Yes.
How is it 4-player teams?
4 people on a team,
Yeah, how's that going to work?
but you're gonna submit. So say the 3 of us and BBD are a team.
Yep.
As a captain, I submit my card. I say, okay. Brendan is fielding and hitting. Pete is hitting and pitching. I am fielding and pitching. And BBD is doing all 3.
So you
Oh.
do you rotate?
No, like in the 2 innings, you designate the 3 people that may pitch, 3 people that may field, the
Okay.
3 people that will hit.
But still 2 people on the field at all times. Just 2 people in the field. So pitcher, fielder.
No, 2 fielders, 2 fielders.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There
when
would be so
you're-
like there would be one person that's sitting while their teammates are pitching and fielding.
But they still have a
They
designated
will-
thing that they can do if they come off the bench. They can only do whatever you designated them to beforehand.
Yes. So
Interesting.
like it'll really change the way you draft.
Yeah.
Because you kind of need if the dude's not pitching, that means he has to field
Really hit.
and hit.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
So-
1/3 of your batting lineup and one of your fielders.
That was my next question.
A lineup is still all 4 of you are hitting in
Because
a
somebody is
No, 3 of us.
Somebody
three,
is a
three.
pitcher and a fielder,
right.
and somebody's doing all 3.
Gotcha.
Yes. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I don't know why that was so
fully
hard to
practiced.
figure
I think
out.
it makes sense.
I get it now. Yeah.
It's interesting for sure.
One of your
Ooh.
players is going to hit, pitch, and field. The other 3 are going to take one of those off.
It's very interesting to think about who would not hit.
That makes it harder to hit.
Give me a team of 3, and I'll tell you what I'd do as a captain.
A team of 3 from the Captain's League?
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, Audio Jack, and Lucas.
Audio Jack isn't in it anymore, so you'd be Kenobio.
Okay.
All right.
He's replacing
That's
Kenobio.
what I said
Sure.
the first time.
Ryan, Lucas, and Audio Jack,
Yeah.
and me.
Well, not Audio Jack. Dan.
Dan.
Let's do Dan
Oh,
Kenobio.
no. Oh, that
You.
makes it better. Okay, so Dan is hitting, and he's pitching.
Okay. 2 things he could
So
do.
he's not gonna field.
Fair.
He's old.
Too old.
Diversa is a dust boy and a goalie, so he'll field for me
Okay.
Okay.
and hit.
Okay.
So he's not gonna pitch.
He could hit. We've seen him hit. Not blitzball,
Yeah,
but
I'll have me or Ryan do all 3, and then
Okay.
the other one won't. Hit.
Okay.
So if Ryan's really not good at hitting yet because he hasn't been in the warehouse that much, I could hit. It'll be every game's different.
Right.
oh, you can.
You submit your lineup for that game,
Gotcha. So if there's
So
been a
then-
which
trend,
is
you
going
can
to be
change
like a
it.
dramatic moment.
What if you do something like, let's say, Pennick, BBD, and Rob, and you, like 3 guys. Rob Sirocco, 3 guys who have no blitzball experience in the warehouse, and you.
So
that'd be a bad team
I
to
would
draft.
do.
Are you
I
going to
would
do like
do-
full-on scrimmages beforehand, so like you, Jack, Jolly, and Jake could see how everybody does with this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've seen a lot of them play. I would do Pennick's not going to hit. BBD's not going to field. And
Are you all 3
Rob's
in
not
all of
gonna,
these?
and Rob's not going to pitch.
So you're doing all 3 in all the scenarios?
With
The
those people that
teams
you
you've given
picked.
me so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You picked.
I
yeah.
would like to draft a team where I don't have to. Do
Right.
So
it.
that's kind of your thought process. You pick first like what this person's not going to do. I guess is the easiest way to go
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, really what I wanted to see was what the strategy would be for the guys who haven't played in a blitzball tournament before.
Rob
Really?
can twirl it a little bit, and Pennick can pitch.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like even having a lineup of 3 is kind of great. Like
It's interesting.
It's interesting because when I play 1v1, so it's annoying to even have to wait for one person to hit because it's nice to see pitches constantly. So having to wait for 2 people in front of you has got to be a little bit annoying too.
That's why I didn't want to do 4. Like that was my biggest thing. I was like,
Right.
a 4-person batting lineup stinks. You never feel like you're in a groove. You can get walked around pretty easily.
And for
You
the
know,
baseball-minded
like,
people, it's weird. Like we kind of chunk things in thirds in a baseball lineup too, like top 3, middle 3, and back
that
3.
4th batter might only get 1 at bat. Like it's just shitty.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Do you
also
think-
the drama of handing in a lineup card, and the audience doesn't know what they're doing,
Right.
is going to be really fun.
And would you hand in a lineup card not talking to your players about it, and they are finding out for the first time that they're not hitting this game?
Yeah,
or-
we'd probably do those huddles and
Did you
record those
fucking-
huddles and stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like, I'm just going to blindside my fucking team. It'll really build morale.
But
Yeah.
I think the announcer, so the other 2 captains announcing won't know. So they'll be hearing you hand it into the umpire and be like, oh,
Like,
shit.
oh, Kenobi is not pitching this game.
Right.
All right.
Will's not pitching today? What?
Yeah.
He hurt? He's hurt.
Yeah.
Do you think that, I just thought of this, going to floorball draft strategy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it could be the strategy of Jake and Jack to pick up like Dalton and Lucas right away because then there's no experienced goalies?
Yep. And then you
Terrifying.
probably- but like trades will be hard at that point because there's no future draft.
Oh, because you're no capital.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Have there been trades between, like I know you said after, if I got this right, after ball and play, between ball and play and the draft for slap ball, you guys could trade picks in that interim period.
Yes.
Will we find that out like on the slap ball draft video?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Some. Yeah. The idea is that the other captains might be finding out right before the draft starts.
Ooh, that's fun.
You had to get
I
it
love
approved by you had to get it approved by Jeremy in the office.
Is he a commissioner?
He's a scutch.
And he had Rob Moretti as his consigliere because Rob knows the athletes. But Jeremy, we said, is a good judge of fair or not fair.
Okay.
It is really fun how much you built up to these fake things and how much it matters.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
Right.
fun.
Oh,
Like
man.
the office around draft is really fun, but we don't have one for a while until like June.
That's going to be the Blitzball draft?
Floorball's next.
Oh, and Blitzball's last.
No, you're right. Blitzball's next, and then floorball's last.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's June? When was the draft for Slapball?
Whenever we filmed it, January or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the question that I was asking.
There you go.
When did you guys film it?
I think January. I can find out. January 18th, 19th, and 25th.
Wow, just after my birthday. Crazy.
Which I forgot to wish happy birthday.
Yeah, Brendan didn't wish me a happy birthday. He found out on the podcast with K-Mac that we recorded like 2 days after my birthday.
And I was like, Peter, you got to be one of those guys that doesn't have it on Facebook, right? He's like, no, I have it on Facebook.
K-Mac hung up and Brendan was like, was it really your birthday? I was like, yeah.
That is
your
a
wife
joke.
wished me a happy birthday.
I'm a good friend. I'm not a birthday guy.
Yeah.
Not a
We
birthday
film
guy.
floorball because we have to change the whole place into a floorball rink. So we film Captain's League like a week before the franchise
Right.
series, which actually might help the product and people's like skill level.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the
Warmed up.
audience doesn't really know, like, we set the field up 2 weeks before we film. It's not like you can be practicing. I can't be practicing my floorball all year.
Right.
You don't have a rink.
mean, you could.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then ball and play, we just filmed that in December, and now we're filming the franchise league in March, which actually isn't that close together, but it feels close together because we got to like watch the edit. So we're like, we never left the brain of it, which is cool. But like for floorball, it should, all the rules we test and the new players that like Kenobi or Joe's Lou that are in Captain's League that have to play should help them out a ton.
Okay.
So are you gonna change up the release schedule, or is that already set in stone? Because I know you were saying that every day is tough.
We
Or are
change
you
it for
gonna
slap ball. It'll
So
be
it's gonna
every
be
day,
like-
every other day for slap ball, and then the next ones are hard because the schedule's so jam packed.
Right.
So you might have to.
Because I remember when I saw the schedule video, I was like, "Holy shit!" There's no fucking. I texted Brendan. I was like, "We can't do."
Yeah,
every
I think before
episode."
we saw the schedule, we were like, all right, we'll try and like keep up with these. And then we saw them coming out every day. We're like, all right, we'll just.
we were like, we're doing for the captain's leagues. We're doing tournament recaps. Otherwise, we have to completely abandon interview season, and that's like some of the most fun that we have.
Well, now you'll have like the weekend break, so it might be like you could do after the regular season and then playoffs.
Yeah, that seems to be like the way we'll
That
kind of
lines
do it.
up.
Yeah, I love that there's essentially a tournament coming out every month. Is that right?
Yeah,
It's so good.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
The franchise tournaments are one a quarter, and like that's the sales aspect of it.
Right.
It's how do you feel about the East Coast time being 8:00 now for Blitzball Battle?
So I just like yelled that one day in the middle of the office to Sam. I was like, I want to change to 8. Like, do you think we can? And then the rest of the office was like, yeah. 6 o'clock sucks for East Coast people. You're either commuting home or you're eating dinner.
Right.
Yep.
So I was like, it's actually better. But we just didn't want to compete with the baseball season. Spring training, there's no baseball. There's spring games. In March, there's no real games on. But even then, the rest of my office was like, yeah, but I don't think everyone watches baseball like you do, Jimmy. Like, I think I'd watch the Yankees game and then I'd flip over or put it on my phone for like the 4th through 6th innings of the game and watch Blitzball and then watch. Like, I'm like, all right, so maybe we keep it at 8.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's funny for the West Coast people. I guess is mainly the thing. Like the 5 o'clock is.
Yeah, that's when
difficult,
they get like sports anyway.
Yeah, I guess they're used to it by now. Losers.
Yeah. When the Warriors were in the championship and I lived in California, my buddy, diehard Warriors fan, missed the first half of every fucking game. He was driving home.
God,
It stinks.
Crazy.
that's
does
so
stink.
terrible.
That's all.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Gotta
think
go
about the
back.
train I drew?
Oh wow,
It's not
pretty
great.
good, Brendan.
My son knew what it was. So
His son
Are
knew
you
what it was.
practicing?
Picasso.
he said, draw me a train, Dad. I was like, oh, fuck.
All right. Jeez.
Let me give this a shot. And then I was like, hell yeah. That's a train.
Did you get a rainbow on top just for color?
Yes. I think I was like, what about a rainbow? Because I was pretty cocky.
A
with my
one-colored
drawing, and
rainbow.
I don't think he cares about those.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Well, enjoy Blitzball Battle 4. It's very, very good.
Can't wait.
I'm sure it
Pumped.
will be. Do you have anything else you want to plug besides the warehouse stuff?
We just interviewed Brian Cashman for our 1000th episode
Whoa.
of Talking Yanks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's out right
That's
now, too.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to that on my way to work tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Okay, great.
It was cool. It was very nice of him.
Brendan, what should people be drinking?
Drink Subtle Teas, a drink made by me. You can use code HobbyBoys at checkout for $2 off. Hobby Boys is my other podcast where we talk about beer. We have a big month coming up, actually. All of March is going to be dedicated to our Malt Madness tournament, where we have 32 beers in a March Madness-style tournament. It's the fourth year we've done it, and I think it's the best one that we've done so far. Check it out. It's
We
going to be
haven't
awesome.
recorded yet.
I did that with IPAs.
Really?
Oh, Jimmy, last year we did a full 32 bracket tournament. 3/4 of it was beer. The rest of it was not.
Yeah. Well, I have like a recovering alcoholic friend that's really
Non-alcoholic.
funny. I'm like, well, I got to do one alcohol. So like one of the brackets is like
Right.
Kool-Aid Jammers, Baja Blast, Mountain Dew, like Dunkin' Donuts matcha. Like, so it's like a bunch of bullshit. But the rest is all like heavy IPAs involved. But it's spread
That was the
across 4
hardest
different
one to
episodes.
rank. So last
I did
year-
like 4 IPA, like I think I did 32 IPAs, pools of 4. You won the pool. I stopped drinking beer for 2 months after I did this because I was drinking 2 IPAs a night, and I gained like 30 pounds.
Oh my God.
I just started dating Katie, my wife now at the time, and I said I got to stop because I was like felt terrible after doing it, and then I lost 30 pounds in
Just by
2
not doing it.
months. Just by I didn't change anything besides I stopped drinking IPAs regularly, and I don't really drink since. That kind of like
I was going to
turned
say,
me off from
I think I was
drinking in
listening to
general.
Talking Baseball today, and you're talking to Trev about how you don't really drink anymore.
Yeah,
I guess
no,
that's
I'm
what
not
did
like it wasn't like alcoholic or anything. It was just
No,
like
yeah.
once I stopped, I was like, oh, that was.
I
like,
feel good all the
bad.
time now.
Yeah, like
Wow.
I'm addicted to waking up with like a clear head is what I say more than
That's
anything else.
the biggest
Yeah.
part of it. Even if you just have, sometimes you have like 3 drinks and you wake up and you're like, I feel like I just don't feel good. But yeah,
Yeah.
At the end of it, I painted my beer glasses with chalkboard paint, so it was black. I would write A and B on chalk, and we a blind taste test. Double
Wow.
Union Jack won.
Double Union Jack.
Yeah,
Brendy, get it in the tournament next year.
I'm
So
gonna have
last
to. I'm gonna have to get Jimmy in the tournament next year and get him back on the wagon, get him 30
Brendan?
pounds up again.
Brendan seeded the tournament so poorly last year that I took control, and I am now doing a very statistical
Peter's our
seeding
commissioner.
of the tournament. So this year will be better than last year. That's
It
for
will be.
sure.
It will be.
Jimmy is now out as a potential future guest of the Hoppy Boys. Brendy, what's going on the 21st?
21st. I'm conducting a Beano Ball tournament at a bar. It's gonna be fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah, can't
Plug,
wait.
plug the whole thing, Brendan, so that maybe somebody listening who lives on Long Island would go.
Well, the first one's kind of like a soft open, so I don't want them to come. We're not ready yet. I've never ran an event
Do it or I'm
before.
going to do it.
It's at this place called US Brews. It's a craft beer bar in Centerport. So if you want to come, it's at 7:30 on Wednesday, the 21st. Come flick with us. It's gonna be fun. I think it's $20 entry and $100 first place prize. Not too bad. I think there might be like some other gift bags and stuff. So check that out.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I will plug my brother Matthew Del Rey. He's a good boy. I love him so much. If you see him in public, give him a hug and a kiss. God knows he needs it. Place of Stars. Thank you for listening for the past year. Season 2 starts after the first episode of Blitzball Battle 4. We got to meet a lot of great people this year. So thank you, Jimmy,
Yeah.
for putting all this on so we got to meet everybody, including yourself. And
Of course.
Thanks for being my main source of entertainment lately too.
yeah.
You're welcome. Appreciate that. If you see BBD in public, pants him.
Pants BBD in public. Kiss Matthew. Hug Matthew. Pants BBD. He doesn't listen to the show. He won't know.
No, and be disappointed with what you find out.
Be disappointed.
Or excited.
Next season 2 is the Bully BBD season, so get ready for that. Brendan, ask me the question.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Bye.